I'm sure you may have noticed that my category is talk show, podcast stuff. So, with that in mind, there's a reason why I have that up. Something happened a couple of days, well, it's been over a period of a couple of days, but it happened and started on Twitter. So, I'm gonna turn that down just a smidge. So, you'll still hear music, potentially, hopefully. Anyways, so I was perusing Twitter, which might have been my actual downfall. Whoops. I was perusing Twitter a few days ago, and I came across a tweet from a mutual. And hold on a second, let me. So I came across this tweet a few days ago, and it was basically saying that they were love rated. Okay. Now, before I continue on with the situation, I just want to explain. Yeah, Twitter, exactly. Fucking hell. What was I thinking? I try to stay away from streamer Twitter as much as possible because, I mean, realistically, with any community that you're a part of, you're gonna have drama. It's the so I try to stay as close to just like funny shit and cursed content as much as I can, and then like support my streamer friends. But you know, not gonna lie, this particular situation triggered me. Like as in actually triggered me, not like the demeaning form that non-emotionally intelligent people like to try to use as an insult. So what a love raid is essentially a silent raid. And a silent raid is when streamer A is streaming, and they, you know, some people have different ways they go about doing it, but most of the time it's they pick a random other streamer who is streaming, and they will be like, hey, I'm gonna send my community over to that stream, not like an actual raid. They're still gonna continue to stream. They're going to stream this other streamer's reaction live on their stream. Excuse me. So they're like, hey, community, while you've got me up, go over to this person and do X, Y, and Z. Okay? And X, Y, and Z can be any number of things. This is how hate raids started, okay? And some people started doing these love raids as a way to combat hate raids, which to me personally doesn't make sense, and we'll get more into why that is here in a little bit. But that's the basic gist of it, of what a silent raid / love raid / drive-by is. I've heard it called a few number of things, but it's a silent raid because you don't get a notification when all of a sudden you're getting bombarded with a bunch of messages in your chat. So I read the tweet, and it was basically, got love rated on stream. Another streamer who was live at the time instructed their community to flood into my channel while spamming messages and follows. How would you feel / react in this situation? I'm very curious to hear others' input. That was her tweet, okay? Keep in mind, she asked how others would feel about it, not how others think she should feel about it. So, me personally, I don't, ew, hello? No, gross. I don't like that. Like, it's one thing if you're gonna raid. Raids are cool. I like raids. Bring them on. And I like to raid other people too. Like, raids are cool. So, but the idea that another streamer is going to be streaming my reaction live it doesn't sit right with me. Like, that brings into the question about consent, in my opinion. Okay, so this is where things kind of get interesting in this particular situation. So of course I voiced my opinion on it, and I said, yeah, that doesn't really sit right with me. I've kind of seen this situation arise elsewhere, not the exact same situation. I'll go off on a little side tangent here to kind of explain this a little bit more. So the first time I ever really saw streamers streaming other streamers, like strangers, people that they don't know, was when I was in someone else's stream and they were talking about another streamer who does this. And essentially what they do is, I don't know, it's kind of the same thing. You pick a random person, and then you go and you look at their profile, and like you judge them in front of your own audience, and it just doesn't sit right with me. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't care if you're gonna come into my chat and judge me personally on your own time, but when you're broadcasting it to your audience, I don't know, it feels weird. To me, I'm kind of the mind of, if you really want to do stuff like this, you can still do it and get permission from these streamers. Like, make a long list of, pick from a random list, make a list of streamers, reach out to them and just kind of be like, hey, I'm so-and-so, I would like to, you know, stream you on my stream while you are live sometime. I don't want to tell you when, because I'd like it to be a surprise. And if you want to go into detail about it, you can. You know, they might ask more questions, but if they tell you no, like, leave it at that. No is no. But at least give somebody the opportunity to give you permission to do so. Anyways, where this situation got way out of control was when I made my tweet. I said, I'd like to know who it is so I can block them. So I got a DM with the streamer's name. Because I didn't see any of the other stuff just yet. Because I think when I had read the tweet and made my tweet, I hadn't seen what the aftermath was. But I did get there, because when I found out who it was, I was like, I kind of want to see how this went down, just so I can really gauge the entirety of the situation. Because I've learned from the past, anytime it comes to personalities on social media, you almost can't really trust what you see, because that's just their portrayal. But sometimes people slip up and they get caught, and you know, sometimes the whole cancel culture stuff comes in, whatever, you know, some people have different opinions on that. Either way, even with me, like, I don't expect people to just take me at face value on the internet. Like, if people really want to get to know me outside of Twitch and what they see on here, that's a completely other thing, and I'm totally down for that. That's why I got Discord. That's why I hang out in people's voice chats and whatnot. Like, let's get to know each other outside of Twitch, and then, you know, and continue to make your judgment calls on me then. But anyways, so I was like, let me just do a little bit of research, because I want to see how this went down to get full context of the situation. So I watched both VODs of this situation, okay? So streamer A was, I looked, and basically this is all that they do for their content. They network and do love raids. That's all they do. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. So they picked out my mutual and go into her chat. Yeah, content. They go into her chat and they're like, hey, I like the vibes here. Which, first of all, how are you going to be able to tell that from being there for like 10 seconds? It does, no, come on. So dude's like, oh shit, wrong one, haha. Dude's like, And I forgot to change the background. I am so behind today. Anyways, dude's like, oh, I really like the vibes here. And my mutual was very nice about it and enthusiastic. It was like, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Welcome in, blah, blah, blah. And so he, again, I watched both sides of this. He goes, all right, let's go, 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 spam. And all of a sudden they start spamming their love raid messages. And you can instantly see on my mutual's face that she's like, what's going on? This doesn't seem right. She's like, we're getting raided. What's happening? There's no alerts. She didn't understand what was going on. So somebody explained to her, you're being streamed on someone else's stream while they love raid you. And again, you could tell it made her extremely uncomfortable, as it would some people, you know. That's, oh my god, that's how that shit works. And her reaction was, and I quote, "That's weird. Not you're weird. That's weird." Let's keep that in mind. And then she also said something along the lines of, that just seems disingenuous, which I agree with, because even with normal raids, I've seen people make it a habit that if they're in somebody's stream and they raid into another stream, they just automatically follow without trying to check it out, see if it's a community they want to be a part of, see if it's the content that they particularly enjoy. They just follow. And then they'll unfollow a couple of days later because either they never got around to watching it again, or they came to the conclusion that they, don't like it, or they were expecting a follow back. Like the follow for follow bullshit, which homie, don't play that. You want to follow me? Follow me. But don't follow me with expectations of getting something in return. Because I follow people all the time. The expectation is not to get something in return. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. So, again, I agree with my mutual on this. It kind of seems disingenuous because they don't know anything about her. And they're just going to come in and start bombing follows. Somebody gave like 50 bits or something like that. They gave a little bit of money. But as soon as she said, "That's weird," Homeboy freaked the fuck out. And I am not even joking. He literally was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." And then he closed her stream and was like, "That's evil. Oh my god, she's so evil. Can you believe that shit?" And everybody in his community was like, who was in his chat still, started calling her names, like really inappropriate names, like the C word, and started mentioning shit about her looks and everything. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You made somebody feel uncomfortable and your immediate reaction is to get pissed at them because they didn't have the reaction that you wanted. Smells like incel behavior to me. And that's what triggered me. That is what triggered me, is that reaction right there, because it gives off the same fucking vibes as somebody who can't handle rejection. And as a woman, exactly. If it was genuine, you would have fucking apologized and backed off and maybe reached out to them afterwards off stream and discussed it. But no, you fucking went berserk with your community and didn't do anything to try to stop them. You best believe that if a situation arose like that if people were like making attacks like that in my chat towards another streamer, I'd be like, y'all need to calm down. I would never do what this guy did though, but if I was in their shoes, I personally would have said, you know what, I'm sorry, I apologize. guys, let's come on back. And if anybody was in my chat saying the shit that they were, I would have immediately deleted the messages and said, if you guys don't calm the fuck down, you can unfollow me and get out, or I'm gonna block your ass, because it's not appropriate. So anyways, so it continued to get heated on Twitter because Homeboy came into her thread trying to defend himself, saying, she called me weird, she called me disingenuous. No, sweetheart, she called your actions weird and disingenuous, not you. Although your actions after that continued to show the kind of person that you actually are. And then as soon as he made a comment, of course, his community is going to see it, and they start coming in and continue to start calling her names and making personal attacks, not just against her. I walked in the middle of this, but this sounds crazy. I'm not used to weird Twitch drama. Yeah, I usually don't like to get involved, but because of the reaction that he had to her being uncomfortable, it did straight up trigger me, because again, it reminded me exactly of again, me personally, I'm a woman, so this is just me speaking on my own experiences. What a woman goes through when she has to reject a man's advances sometimes, because it doesn't matter if we're nice or if we're rude. If a guy is toxic like that, that's the reaction he's gonna have no matter what. And it can be frightening, because that's how women get killed. Okay? It's scary, and that's why it straight up triggered me. And that's, as soon as I saw him defending himself in the comments and then his community start coming in, I went off. I straight went off. It was too much. I cannot believe that and like, it was very much giving coercion. Like, you should be grateful. Why aren't you grateful? You know, and trying to justify his reaction to it. He wouldn't have reacted like that if she hadn't reacted like that. Well, maybe if you had asked for permission to stream someone without their, stream someone instead of doing it without their consent, they wouldn't have had that reaction. Like, there's a fucking novel idea. Hello? It's just, it was so gross, and I blocked so many people. And it was just funny because, like, there was one person who was fighting with me who was basically like, she got uncomfortable because we were trying to hype her up and tell her how awesome she was. Dude had something in his username about karma. You keep saying that word, but I don't think you understand what it means. And it's like, no, how are you gonna hype someone up and tell them how awesome they are when you don't even know them? You've seen them for like maybe a minute or two, and you don't know them. And yeah, literally there were people in this thread that were commenting on, yeah, I've had this happen before, and like within the day they all unfollowed. So it is disingenuous. That's been a lot of people's experiences. Even, like I said, even with regular raids, which I love. Do not get me wrong. Regular raids are awesome because I'm not being streamed on someone else's stream without my permission. Regular raids are awesome, but even with regular raids, you'll get people who come in who instantly follow because that's what they do, but then they'll unfollow for whatever reason. So realistically, no matter, it seems like to me, again, this is my opinion, but considering that this is his only, this is his content, this is what he does, that's what he does. To me, that says, look at me, look how awesome I am, community, love me, love me, love me. The dude has 17,000 followers. His average concurrent viewership is under 100. That's a little sus right there. My husband was actually telling me there's somebody on YouTube that he follows that's also on Twitch. Now they have a huge YouTube following, like millions of followers. And on Twitch, he's got like tens of thousands of followers, but his concurrent viewership is like way low. Well, apparently Twitch reached out to him and was like, hey, this seems kind of sus. You're not buying followers, are you? Now, I can't say for sure if that's the case here, but for me personally, I want genuine organic growth if it's going to be a thing. I'm here to hang out with you guys and play games and just chill. Like, this is something fun for me to do. It's a creative outlet. It feels good for my mental health. I like hanging out with you guys. I am not here to like make money. I'm, you know, not here to be super duper popular or whatever. Like, that's not why I'm here. I want genuine organic growth. I want people to follow me because they want to follow me, because they like my content, they like hanging out with me. I don't want people to follow me just because a streamer that they follow told them to, you know? And I know that I do shout outs all the time. Again, that's not me saying, you know, you have to follow them. I'm telling you to go follow them. That's just like, takes so long to follow people. Like, I'll watch several streams, sometimes go weeks between first. Exactly. Me too. It becomes overwhelming when you're following so many people. Yeah, same. There are a couple of instances where I've followed pretty quickly, but it's because like they really fucking wowed me. Like, for instance, that sandwich dude was one of the people that I raided into, and within like 15-20 minutes I was like, this guy's fucking awesome. He sings ditties to people who follow or raid in. This is really unique and I really enjoy this, so I'm gonna follow him. But for the most part, especially now that I do follow quite a bit of people, and you know, if you follow iZombie, she was talking about this before, it becomes overwhelming and you can't watch everyone. I don't have time to watch everyone. I love everyone that I follow and I want to support them as best I can, but I have a full-time job, I have a family, my body thrives on sleep. I can't be a DJ. So the whole situation that went on over the last few days about this was fucked in general, but it was really the fact of the reaction to making somebody uncomfortable, and their initial reaction to that was to be fucking assholes about it, instead of stepping back and being like, you know, maybe we should really think about, you know, consent before we do stuff like this. It didn't sit right with me. It still doesn't sit right with me. And the fact that people are like, you should be grateful, is just, it's really, really fucking toxic. And really, to me, continues to spread that toxic positivity bullshit. Like, I'm sorry, but if I've lost a best friend, whether to death or breakup or whatever, I don't need to hear some bullshit like, that's just the way, you know, oh, what's the fucking saying that people use all the time? Like, that's just the way it's meant to be, or, you know, everything happens for a reason. Bitch, I don't need to hear that shit right now. I don't need to hear that. If I am sad over a situation, don't be like, oh my god, I just forgot what I just fucking said. Oh my god, my brain, I'm so tired. Everything happens for a reason. Yeah. It's like, how about instead be like, you know, I'm really sorry that you're going through this, and I know it's tough. I'm here if you need to talk. Stuff like that. Like, that's so much better than toxic positivity, which is what I feel this person's community is all about. Because if it was really about spreading love, you wouldn't have that kind of reaction when somebody was made to feel uncomfortable. It was just such bullshit. Such bullshit. There was one person from this dude's community who was big fucking mad because he like made like 25 tweets about it to response to one of her tweets. I was like, bro, you need to chill the fuck out. But anyways, I needed to get that off of my chest because it really fucking bothered me. And it's, I don't, like I said, it just really, really bothered me a lot. Okay.